Okay, thank you very much. Welcome back to the continuation about evaluation. Now we have another method that an expert can use. This is the second method, the heuristic evaluation method that the expert can use. It is one of the general rule or a guideline for a good design. In this method, several evaluators independently examine the system for usability issues following a set of established heuristic methods. Okay, so according to Jock, uh, 3 to 5 evaluators can identify about 70%, 75% usability problem. This is according to this author. For him, he does, and then he found out that. So let us try to look at his 10 principles that he found out to set this evaluation. Number one, through his real 10 heuristic examples is about the visibility of the system status. Show what happens, like the progress bar. These things you always see them, okay, in the systems. Match between the systems and real world, okay. Is it user friendly? Okay, is it user friendly when people are using it? Does it speak the language people they like to use? Then another point is about the user controls and then the freedom. Always allow, undo, to redo. Okay, always see these things, consistency and standards. Okay, use the same item, the icons, okay, and words everywhere so that it is consistent. The error prevention, just make it, okay, try to disable unavailable options, validate the inputs. This is one of the key points when uh, people, experts, are trying to evaluate the systems. Okay, recognition rather than recalling. Try to make a recognition. Show all choices. Do not make user remember the commands. Okay, then flexibilities and efficiency to use. Provide shortcuts for advanced users like Control C. These are making it very flexible. Okay, these are points that we need to put in play to keep it simple. Okay, make it simple, avoid the shortcuts. Okay, minimize these components, help users recognize and recover from errors, user friendly, clear messages. And the last one, it is about the documentation itself. Help and documentation always include simple guidelines for them whenever they are confused. So that's the way for him he rates it. Okay, you come up with heuristic evaluation. You can even come up with a scaling evaluation. You scale it from 0 to 4. Okay, 0 to 4 with the use of example. I can say that after identifying the problems, the evaluator rates their severities on the scale from 0 to 4. Like I will give an example, like not a problem, minor issues, major issues, usability, problem can be fixed. So design a team that is prioritize fixes based on these ratings, whether the problem can be fixed. So that those are ways that you can also try to fix the problem. Okay, so once you have evaluated it and you have completed it, then you'll find that the problem can be easily evaluated by the team. The other point that which is also very important as method of evaluation, we have the model-based evaluation. With the model-based evaluation, we use predictive models to forecast the user preference. We know right now there is machine learning, AI. These are the models that we're talking about. They evaluate, they try to forecast. Okay, there are different models which are used to help us to achieve. Like for example, we have this model which is the GOMS, the goal, operators, method, selection rule. Predicts how long it will take to complete a task. These are models. They will help you to predict how long you can take. Okay, so you can try to find out and figure out how you can predict quickly the user can perform basic physical action. So these models help the designers compare alternatives before they implement their designs, okay, which is very important. Okay, so these are the ratings, the dialogue modules, okay, that we can use. Then another aspect is about previous studies based evaluation. That is the last expert method they use to give evidence about a certain system. Like people when they're developing iPhone 16, iPhone 17, they are basing on the previous models, and then instead of testing again, we try to liaise with the previous research guides which came up. So, but be careful when you're going to use this. It may result into issues because you may find that maybe they skipped some ideas on the way during the studies, and then you'll find that the programmers, they may find a lot of difficulties. So the evaluator must have enough expertise to interpret the results accurately of the previous studies so that you don't make mistakes during the process. The examples are clear here, they are splitted, and then they can help you to go through. Just not reading direct from the slides, but again, I'm giving you the clear example so that you can have free time and then understand this type of evaluation. Then we have evaluation through user participation. Let's move to that second major part. To that second major part, this involves the real users, people who really actually use the system. So there are mainly two settings. We have laboratory setting and then the field testing. Okay, where you can take people in the laboratory and then you control them, or you can just go to the field and then observe how they use it, like hospital management system. These are examples that which can be tested in the lab efficiently. Later, the hospital ward to check on the performance conditions. So that is what you can do with the users. You can test and then find out different aspects. You can observe, you can quickly get to know what really is happening. So why user testing matters? Expert evaluation is helpful, but it is not a substitute for real users. Only real users can show you where the confusion is, frustration is. This is why it is very important. Okay, the common user testing method includes empirical research or experimental testing. When you experiment about a certain component which has happened to the individual, or you can talk about the observation studies, questionnaires, interviews, or physiology monitoring, like eye tracking or heart rating. So this gives a deeper insight into how users behave, think, and feel, which is a very important aspect. So as we conclude to the end, in summary, evaluation is a continuous process, my dear students. It is a continuous process. Uh, it is not just one-time activity. We evaluate at each stage. We evaluate to make sure that our system is not just a functional, but meaningful and usable for the real people. So we design systems which are effective, and I want to thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope it will add up onto our concept. Thank you very much.